So, if you could set up a show with any local artists, who would you set up that show with?
Oh man, that's rough. That's rough. I don't want this to come back to haunt me, you know? Let's see. There's this one dude who I really vibed with. I really liked his music from LA. We were trying to set something up, but it didn't end up working out. He goes, I don't even know if his band is still active, but he goes by Suburban, and they're real cool. I really like his stuff. He kind of, you could tell that he kind of draws from Modest Mouse's inspiration too. And when I heard his stuff, I'm like, oh hell yeah, that's cool. There's this other dude who I like. He goes by Ski Boy. That guy's real cool. I went and saw him at a show one time, and man, he put on a good show. Let's see. I want to make sure that I make this count. Oh, group photos. Those dudes, they put on a good show. I really like those guys. They kind of got a post-punk sort of vibe, and they're real cool. Let me think. Oh, and Honey Badger from Long Beach. That guy's real cool too. I think those are a good choice right there. I mean, there's plenty of other good bands out there, but I'm happy with that list. I think that's cool.
Sweet. What would be your dream record label to get signed onto?
Man, I don't know. For like when I was a little younger, I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get signed to a label.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the answer. But I don't know. As more time goes on, it seems less and less necessary. As long as you're putting in the work and you're building the audience and all of that, you know, you can make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, a label would definitely make it easier, you know, as far as like marketing goes, which is definitely a weakness. You know, that's not something that I like to think about when it comes to my art. I'm just trying to make it. I don't really want to I really don't want to do that.
Yeah, it kind of takes that pressure off.
Yeah, it would be cool to just have somebody else worry about that. But you know, we do what we can. I think I don't even know, because I don't even know who would want to like what label I would fit in with. You know, it would be cool to do something with captured tracks. That'd be cool, but not super likely. You know, I think my stuff isn't friendly enough. But that'd be cool. I like that lo-fi aesthetic. I think that's cool.
Nice. So, what's on your record shelf, basically?
On my record shelf?
Yeah.
Let me
go. Basically, just let us know, like, who are some of your favorite artists, like, that you listen to a lot, that inspire you and influence you?
Okay. Right now, a big one. I love King Cruel's new record. I think that's really cool. Yeah, that song "Stoned Again." That's a good song. Oof, that whole thing is real cool. The first Unknown Mortal Orchestra album, I'm always listening to that one. Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder, that's a good one. Let me think. Trying to think of another cool thing. I don't know, man. I'm feeling the pressure.
No pressure. No pressure at all.
What about you? What would be on your shelf?
Oh, okay, right now, so I don't own any records by this band, but I'm like really into this band called Mannequin Pussy. they have this like really unique like juxtaposition of like a soft sounding like vocals and soft sounding like guitars at some points that crescendo into like really hard yeah, just like they have this really unique juxtaposition of hard and soft, and I really like that like sound that they've created. They're definitely worth checking out. They're more like yeah, they can be like a little intense at sometimes, but like that. And I mean, it's really, I don't know. I like them a lot.
I'm gonna have to check them out. That sounds cool. The idea of bringing together like those extremes. That sounds
Yeah. Hmm. And I've also been listening to Of Love, and they're kind of this like indie, like shoegazy, like not really dream poppy, but like they're just really cool. They're cool music to just like put on, and I have one of their albums on vinyl, and just like lay there and listen to it and let the sound envelop you. It's pretty cool.
that sounds cool too.
Yeah. So now it's like you're interviewing me.
Well, I don't want to feel like it's all about me, you know?
But it is all about you. No, so yeah, so if you could interview, speaking of interviewing, if you could interview one idol of yours, who would it be?
Oh, you know who would be really cool? And this would be somebody who I would want if I could go back to that moment where you were asking me about records on my shelf. I would say Tom Waits. Tom
Nice.
Waits, probably Blood Money. That's a great one. That's a good album. But yeah, I would go and I would interview Tom Waits. That would be so cool because
Nice.
that guy's a weirdo.
Yeah. What kind of things would you ask him?
I don't know, just ask him why he does what he does, like
Yeah.
where the style comes from, because what's really interesting about him is like the progression. Like if you just listen to his songs without doing a deep dive, it's already interesting. Like, what, this guy's voice is crazy.
Yeah.
And the songs are really uncomfortable but cool. But like for me, like once I started getting into his music and I was listening to his earlier works, or he's playing jazzy piano music and his voice is all smooth and everything.
Mhm.
And then like as you go through his discography, like his voice gets more and more messed up,
Yep.
and then his like style shifts. That is such a cool thing, because I feel like it's like a matter of circumstance. His voice got fucked up, and like instead of just like laying down and dying, he's like, okay, I guess I'm gonna make scary music now. And
Yeah.
that was really cool, knowing that he's like a really gifted, like he can just play jazz music. He can just play like loungy sort of stuff, but then he like made that shift, and then he makes scary, just cool stuff. It's really atmospheric, just strange carnival music.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. I would just ask him like what that was like, why, like I guess his state of mind during this whole shift. Like, was it something that gradually happened, or was it like a decision that he made? Like, okay, I guess I'm gonna do this now.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be really sick to like be able to go back and ask him that, and yeah, would be cool. Man, I wish time travel was real.
Yeah.
If you could time travel to any era, what era would it be?
Um. Hmm. Probably no. That's a tough one. Maybe no. I don't know, because you can go back to, like, the reason why I'm not sure is, like, let's say you go back to the 70s or something, right? And you think it's going to be cool and vibey, but
Hmm.
then you go and then, like, you see all of, like, the bad social issues going on and everything, and then, like, I don't know, on my dad's side, I'm Mexican, and just knowing, like, how that would, like, I'd probably be treated differently, if I went back in time.
Yeah.
I, I think maybe because you got to find that balance of, like, you go back far enough to where things are cool, but not too far to where you're gonna get beat up for just doing your thing.
Yeah.
Maybe the 90s. Maybe the 90s, like, any further back might suck.
Yeah.
It would be cool to, like, just go and see the trends and, like, what people were doing of any time period. That'd be kind of cool, but
Yeah. Or
I don't
like
know.
if you could time travel and just stay invisible so nobody
There you go.
harasses you and you
Okay.
could just look around and
You know what? I'm probably overthinking your question now that I think about it. I apologize for overthinking it that much.
no worries. Yeah. No, no, your answer is totally valid, like that is something that I think about that a lot actually. I just sit around and think about time travel.
I mean, it's a good thing to ponder. Why not?
Yeah. All
Where would
right.
you go back to?
I have two answers, but so the 80s, I really, really
Um,
like a lot of the music that came from the 80s. And I would just love to be able to have the opportunity to see all these great bands play. Like, you know, it would just be really sick, like, to see Sonic Youth and, like, The Cure and, like, when they were, like, starting out and stuff.
yeah, that'd be
Like,
cool.
yeah, so that's something. And then I would also be curious to see how life was like in the 20s, like 100 years ago. Just to like, you know, just to see how it would
Yeah.
be.
It'd be so cool to go and see Louis Armstrong sing and play the trumpet.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be so cool.
Yeah, for real.